Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the live. Today is December the 23rd. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and we are here to discuss Married to Medicine. This week's episode was pretty good. A little disappointing, but it was still good, I thought. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Married to Medicine. This is season 12, episode number 4. Trouble at Serenity Village was the title of this episode. And the episode begins with the ladies as it ended last week. They were at the birthday party for Brandy that her husband had paid for. And it starts with Simone saying, "Who here?" repeatedly. um, and she was saying, do I look happy? Do I sound happy? And Jackie said, "This is back down memory lane for Simone and Cecil." And Randy trying to reel it back in. She was like, "This isn't what this dinner's for. It's come with good. It was come to with good intentions. We all came here with the intentions of celebrating Brandy and good spirits, and now all of a sudden, what's going on?" So they all agreed to, reel it back in and reset. Let me go ahead and do my fair use disclaimer. I'm sorry because I just really jumped on in. Fair use disclaimer: some material used in this video is used under U.S. copyright fair use, Section 107, for purposes such as commentary, criticism, and news reporting. Today we're going to be doing a lot of commentary, some criticism, hopefully some education. All views expressed in this live are alleged. They're in my opinion and for entertainment purposes only. Everything we're going to talk about is alleged. Everything is alleged. Everything is alleged. All right. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, please. And we're going to get back on into the episode. The ladies agreed that they would change the energy at the party and they would do a reset. So then they surround Simone. The ladies kind of get up and all start going to Simone and surrounding her. And Dr. Heavenly started kissing on Simone, which I thought was kind of awkward, but hey, girl, do what you do. So she's kissing her on the cheek and she tells Simone about her situation. Was worse than hers. And she began to tell her, that she fussed at her son and he left. She said, "I don't know where he is." And Simone and Heavenly, they go over to a table and they sit down. And Heavenly opens up about what she found out about the situation about her son getting arrested. Heavenly said that her son did not disrespect her. He just gathered his belongings and he left. Simone says she has never seen Heavenly be open or vulnerable. And I thought that was a good part of the scene because a lot of what Heavenly does, she kind of bottles it in and then, makes fun of the rest. But it seemed as though she actually did take the time to maybe process what's going on, and she really feels like she really needs her friends. And I think it was very nice of Simone to be there to listen to her because they haven't always gotten along, which I thought was great. Heavenly would appear like she had all of her stuff together, and they would like to appear that way from all of them. They would all like to appear their stuff is together, but reality is stuff happens. Simone tells Heavenly, "We created these monsters and we can't be mad at the monsters," which they definitely did create the monsters. Next, Dr. Simone is in her office discussing hot flashes with one of her patients and menopauses. She tells her that caffeinated drinks. Hey, Queen Script, thanks for joining the live. She tells her caffeinated drinks increase hot flashes, and she says so does alcoholic beverages. And the patient says, "What about wine?" And Dr. Simone goes, "Wine is an alcoholic beverage." I thought that was hilarious. And then we move on over to Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott. They're at their practice, at the building that they have purchased that they're building out to be their practice. And Scott says that they have about 3.5 weeks max and they should be completed and ready to go into their new place. Then we go over to Brandy. Brandy's at her med spa and she's giving more injections, which I think is good. I love seeing them in action. I love seeing the doctors work. Dr. Eugene and Toya, they go to the park. You see them driving up and park at the park. And Toya asked Eugene if he wanted to have more kids so they could take them to the park. And Eugene quickly said, "No, I don't want more children." Toya's talking about the boys staying in bed all day. She says they closed their blacked out blinds and they slept to 3:30 that day after 3:30. Eugene says, that may be why boys grow a lot in the summers because when you sleep, your body grows. And Toya says, well, I don't want them sleeping their summer away either. So Toya and Eugene talk about Contessa's office space. He said he knew that Toya had went over to look at the office space and he wanted to know what she really thought about the office space. And Toya responded with that she said Toya said Contessa said she took the storage unit and carved out a little more room for Eugene, which we saw that in last week's episode. Eugene said moving with Scott and Contessa was something that he wanted to do. He felt like it would be a great thing for Recharge. And Toya responded a bit with, it's not an option. So Toya didn't like it, so that throws that out of the plan. And then Eugene then explains to Toya that he can't turn down ER money when Recharge Wellness is not picking up. Because that means, if he's putting more time into that, he's not making money doing what he would normally do, which is be a doctor in the ER. So Toya said, Eugene, what is making you feel like you need to work until you're so exhausted? And Eugene said, working less shifts. He's working less shifts, but bringing in about the same amount of money. And Toya said, she misses him. He's gone 6 to 7 days a week. And she said those are days she's at home without her husband. And Eugene tells her, you can't have your cake and you eat it too. But baby Toya is here to tell him that's what you do with cake, you eat it. So I don't know. And I believe Toya just wants her husband home more, which is okay. That's okay to do. So then we move on to Dr. Jackie, Quad, and King. Quad is getting some lab work. Quad and King show up because Dr. Jackie is Quad's doctor stateside for her getting her injections and ultrasounds and lab work for Ghana, her physician in Ghana for her egg retrievals. She's doing IVF, I believe. And so Quad is having lab work done. She's getting a vaginal ultrasound. And King, I was surprised that King knew a lot about the female anatomy, what goes on when you have a baby, what the cervical wall means. He knew all the things. He knew what the uterus was for. He was able to really respond. So that means he's done a lot of homework on that. And then we move over to, hey, that's me, AD. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in. Then we move on over into Dr. Mimi and Steve with their children. It looks like they're driving through a parking lot, or so to say. This picture is from Bravo. This was part of their episode. Hey, Symmetry. Thanks for joining. And they're driving through the parking lot and they're just talking, husband and wife talking, and you can see the little boy in the back seat, which his name is Stevie. Their children's name is Stevie and Savannah. And Stevie gets a little anxious and upset and he hits Savannah. And Savannah starts crying. She starts screaming. The hit was on her arm. It wasn't like he punched or anything. He hit on her arm. But baby, Savannah laid into him after that and started punching him. Dr. Mimi and Steve with their children, Stevie and Savannah, they're driving to a surprise, is what Dr. Mimi said. Stevie has autism. He was diagnosed at the age of 18 months. And this is a real moment. This is a real open moment. I was happy to see this moment. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if they went out or not, but I'm sorry you didn't get your notification. I hate that. We need to start getting our notifications. This was a real moment, and I really enjoyed the vulnerability that the Sanders gave us during this moment. Talking about their son, they said that instead of crawling, he was rolling, and that was their early sign that something was wrong. Was that instead of crawling, he was rolling around. During this drive, Stevie hits Savannah. I've already said this. And then Steve parks a G Wagon right in the middle of the parking lot and gets out, and they start trying to. Of course, they take the little girl, put her in the front seat. Dr. Mimi goes to the back with Stevie, and she begins to talk to him and ask him, why did you do that? But we saw that he was frustrated. And it was like he couldn't, they can't manage their emotions. So his way of managing was to lash out, and he lashed out at his sister, which was unfortunate. Watching Dr. Mimi and Steve cry while they were talking about how hard it gets on a couple, on a family, on a relationship, having children, having a child that's neurodivergent, and I started crying because I thought that was such a sweet moment. And Dr. Mimi sent a shout out to all neurodivergent parents. And I love that. I love that because we have so many family members that are dealing with autism, now more so than ever. I have a cousin who has 2 children that have autism, and she's a teacher. But when I tell you her hands are full because she goes from teaching, then she has to go home and handle 2 adult children who have autism, which is really can be hard and taxing on a family. All right, so we're going to take them on down. We're going to get on back into Toya's preparing for her party. Take a day off work was the name of her party. I love the invitations. Hey, Eva Walker. Thanks for joining the live. I appreciate you being here. I like the invitations. They were a doctor's note with an excuse telling you can have the day off. Toya said she was hesitant about inviting the ladies over because all the things the ladies have said about her family over the years. And so Bravo goes through a montage of showing us all of the issues the ladies have had with Toya, but we're not going to act like Toya's innocent. We know that Toya has also had issues with the ladies, so they do it to each other. There's no one's innocent, no one's guilty. They do it to each other. Toya started talking about this fake Balenciaga purse that was left at the venue at Brandy's party the night before. And Toya she starts reading this text message to Eugene, and she tells Eugene, excuse me, that someone left this fake purse, so she put it in the chat. And she says, I started this, which I'm glad she took ownership of that, because she don't take ownership. We know that. Dr. Heavenly told Toya, baby, that is my purse, but my house is paid off. Then heavily insults Eugene's man parts in the text messages. And Eugene said, that is so childish, so weird. But child, we know your wife was talking about something and they correlated to you some years back. So good luck with that one. Anyway, they go to the Sanders, who are driving to the Harris's party. Mimi was trying to warn Steve back at Toya's house. She was trying to warn Steve about the purse incident through the text messages. Then they take us back to Toya's house, and she has waiters and waitresses that are scantily dressed. That's the word I'm going to use. They were scantily dressed. And Toya said this party is about making the women feel like they're around people with money. That's the word she used. People with money. We know Toya's all about the money, the aesthetics of it all. Pretty much is what she's all about. Karen and Anila arrive first. They come in their new Cybertruck because we know Anila's all about the look. Next is Mimi and Steve to arrive. Steve is gonna wear his Louis Vuitton if he don't do nothing else. He's gonna have on some nice Louis Vuitton at every event. And then when they come in, they go in to sit down or whatever, and Mimi takes out a napkin and puts it on the outside furniture and sits on it after, Toya asked her, what did you read what was on the napkin? She laid it down and sat on. I don't know why she sat on the napkin. Maybe she fears germs. I don't know, but she did sit on the napkin. Dr. Daddy and Dr. Heavenly arrive. Heavenly compliments Toya on the home. She says your house is beautiful, and Toya says thank you. And then Heavenly says, I came to get my purse. Then Brandy comes in. Mimi's very reserved about getting food from a naked man as the guys are coming around with food. She goes, oh, I'm not getting no food. Heavenly says, oh, his thing is out. I don't want no food from nobody with no thing. It was just, girls, they're just doing way too much. And Mimi even said, whatever they're serving, I don't want it. We saw her with a little tray of something, but who knows where she got it from. Dr. Jackie and Curtis arrive, and Contessa asked, when she arrived, she asked for a tour, and then got shady in the confessional. She was super shady in the confessionals, talking about the tree, and hopefully the tree is taken down for the next people who come to get the house. Maybe just shady. Then Toya, they're all outside, laughing. The men are outside, rather, laughing and talking. And I'm not gonna go through all the scenario about people coming out. Yeah, it's y'all saw it. Toya said, "We're about to play a game," and all the guys said they thought they were gonna chill. Like they also was like, "Man, we thought we were gonna chill. We thought we were gonna chill," but instead, Toya wants to play a game. And so during all of this trying to play a game, Toya, she's already upset because she was upset with Mimi for sitting on the napkin. And so I'm not really sure. I think her energy was just off, period. And so Toya tells her husband, she goes, "I'll be back." She goes inside, gets some stuff, and she comes back. And so she says to Eugene, "I need the wifely husband attention from Eugene. You know what I need from you." That's what she says to him. And then she says, "Eye contact, please." I'm like, this girl. So Heavenly standing behind Mimi, all the ladies are behind, and Heavenly goes, "No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that." And Dr. Mimi was agreeing with Heavenly, like, "No, don't do that in front of us," And so you could hear in the background the guys saying, "Ooh, ooh," which I thought was crazy. Eugene said he was gonna keep writing excuses. And Steve said Eugene is in training camp. I thought that was funny too. Jackie said, "If Toya is this mean in front of the people, I can only imagine what it's like when people aren't around." Toya asked Eugene again, "Can you be the leader of your house and lead your friends to this side?" Child, Eugene said, "You could do it in a mean way or you could do it in a nice way." Child, this is the look he was giving her the whole time she was tripping. Dr. Heavenly told her, she goes over to Dr. Heavenly, and that's what she says. Heavenly says, "No, don't do that." And she goes, "Well, how else do you want me to do it?" And Heavenly said, "You could say daddy." You could say daddy, girl. Why do you just say daddy? He might do it for you. Eugene said he could sit his ASS there all day long. Dr. Heavenly said, "Don't start this in the new house. The SHIT costs too much." And she said, "The divorce is going to take some money away." Then Quad said, "No one's getting a divorce." Then in the confessional, King makes this comment to Quad: "That's why I am never going to move into a woman's house." He is just the shadiest little piece of dirt there is, isn't he? So Curtis asked King, this is what you can look forward to?" Eugene, after Toya storms back into the house, because she storms off, he goes into the house and he asked her, could he talk to her? And let me take this down, because maybe that was the face he was looking. Toya is a mess, Queen Script. She is a mess, Eva Walker said, "Good evening." I think I did all those. Yes, honey, is a mess. And so and she continued to argue with him in front of the others. Baby, she was going in on his tail. And baby, Mr. Steve, he was sitting right around the corner looking. Ooh, what y'all doing over here fussing and fighting? Y'all, is y'all fussing and fighting? I thought that was funny too. She continued to argue in front of the others. She said, let me play that part for you. Toya said, "Don't be trying to be all nice now. You were just out there being embarrassing to me." Eugene said, "What the F did you just say?" And Toya got even madder. "Now don't effing cuss at me," is what she said. I thought, this girl, she said she wasn't drunk, but I believe she probably was drunk, because we know when she gets drunk, she has a tendency to fly out the handle. Toya repeated what she said, which was for Eugene to lead the men. She said Eugene took it personal because he obviously doesn't feel like he is a leader. Baby, let me tell you, this Steve was like, yep, that's right. That's right. And Toya says, "I need to go fix my makeup," and she storms off. In scene. Toya is hilarious. Eugene goes back outside, tries to make light of everything when the scene returns, and he said, he's he's easy to get hot. Then he said, we are easy to get hot. Boy, you're making like 0 cents at this point. Um, Steve asked Eugene, is that normal for you guys, or was this like an extreme? And then Eugene said, so you trying to psychoanalyze me? Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's doing, him and his wife. Because baby, that was weird. We need some answers. We need some answers. That was weird. Then Eugene begins to apologize, saying he should have read the room better. He shouldn't have been joking because he saw that she was serious. When I tell you that girl got her hook in his nose, as my mama used to say, and she dragging him by the chain. she know exactly how to treat her husband. And apparently, again, like Heavenly says, he likes the way she treats him because he don't ever say nothing but take up for it. Toya's my girl, but she was so wrong. Definitely Miss Eva Walker. Definitely. I said he said you should have read the room better. I put boy by because Toya has been super stressed. She don't have no job. All she has to do is manage the home and the children. She should not be stressed out about people coming to her house. If you're that stressed out, don't invite them. Don't invite them. It's just that simple. Don't invite them over. He said she was stressed out about having everybody over. And then here comes King throwing his relationship in there, talking about who knows what he's talking about. Toya and Anila are sitting in Toya's closet. Toya says that she wanted to I take that back. Toya and Anila are sitting in the closet. I guess Toya went to go refresh her makeup. In comes Dr. Contessa, and Toya says that she wants to exclude Heavenly and Dr. Mimi from her house. She wanted them to leave. Girl, stop. Stop, girl. You have already done the most. Now you want to blame what you've done on others. Girl, no one made you say those things. Those things came out of your mouth freely because that's how you talk to your husband. We're not going to act like it's someone else's fault of what you said to your husband. Anywho, Toy said she's going to start over from scratch and all the negative energy has to go. And I put in my notes, Toya is so unapologetic. She just is. She is just, Toya, she takes no responsibility for her wrongs at all. No responsibility for her wrongs. Tori comes back out and she starts insulting people after telling the ladies that she was going to come out there with a change shaft. She comes out there and starts insulting people because she disrespected her own husband. Yeah, she's insulting the people because she disrespected Eugene. Not because Eugene disrespected her, because she disrespected that man. Toy said that Eugene was concerned about what the other people think. Heavenly said Eugene loves the way you treat him. He absolutely loves it. That's why he defends you. Toy said she isn't drunk at all. But I said in my notes, she should be drunk with this behavior because I have never seen anyone act like that. All the men and the women that she's told to go home, they begin to gather their things and they start getting ready to go. So as they're coming through the house, they stop at her and Heavenly says, I didn't say anything. Yes, you did. But she said, girl, no one said anything. That was Toya, that was all you, baby. All that was you. So Dr. Damon's behind her. Dr. Mimi and Steve they're leaving too. And they couldn't get the door open, which was kind of funny. But they eventually got the door open. She did ask where her purse was. I'm not sure she got her purse, which I'm sure, hopefully she got her purse. And then as they're outside, they kind of talk. Mimi and Steve and Dr. Damon, they all kind of talk. And King comes running out the door and he says to Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Damon, Dr. Mimi, and Steve, says, maybe you all can talk it out. But Damon says, we're all cool and this is respect. And so they left. And I would do the same thing. I would have left too. Probably would never return to her home because that was really nasty of her. We turned to this when we returned back to the scene of them inside the house. We see Brandy's on her knees and begging for forgiveness from Toya. I thought that was the craziest scene we've seen tonight. The begging for forgiveness is crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. So, when Toya goes in, she and Dr. Simone are sitting at the table and she's crying. And I want to share this with you guys. I'm gonna use this on the Fair Use Act of because I'm not sure if y'all saw this, but baby, this right here, I want y'all to watch what Toya does to Anila.
Tired of being judged. Like our relationship is any different from anybody else's. I'm over it. I'm tired of crying and everybody please. Can you please get it?
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? I'm gonna show y'all one more time. Watch what she does to Anila. This girl is going over to show her some empathy, and she shoves her.
I'm just tired of them. Tired of being judged. Like our relationship is any different.
Toya's tired of being judged, but Toya is super judgmental. Very judgmental, especially when it comes down to labels. But she don't see that. She only sees
anybody else's. I'm over it. I'm tired of crying and everybody please. Can you please get your napkin? Yes.
The way I would have mollywopped that hoe. The shove my hand. I'm trying to, girl. That would have been a fight probably right there in your house. You probably had to call the police, baby. I'm sorry. Because, baby, you shoved her and she should have shoved you back. You knew what you was doing when you shoved this woman. I'm going to play this one more time just so I can get aggravated again.
Tired of being judged? Like
you tired of being judged, but you always judging.
Relationship is any different.
You crying because you've embarrassed yourself and your husband.
Anybody else's. I'm over it. I'm tired of crying and everybody please. Can you please get your napkin? Yes.
And then Dr. Simone, yes, give me a napkin. After you don't watched her shove her. Girl, ain't no way I would have gave her no napkin. That napkin, she would have had to go fetch a napkin. Fetch, dog, fetch. Oh my God, that burned me up. That burned me up. Oh, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. And I said, you notice how Toya called out all the things that Dr. Heavenly has done in the past. And now it's all Dr. Heavenly's fault. Dr. Heavenly made you go out there and embarrass yourself in front of your husband. You a piece of work, girl. And Jackie was right through all of this. She said, this isn't about Dr. Heavenly. This is about Toya disrespecting her husband. No one made her say those things. Toya said Angel and Brandy are going to be next on for Dr. Heavenly to attack. Child. Babe, Toya, she was dead wrong. This whole episode, Toya was dead wrong. Dead wrong, you guys. Dead wrong. Oh yeah, y'all got some she said, shoved her and asked for an exactly. Shoved the girl and then asked her to go what? Go, slave. Give me something. Toya has a sense of entitlement. She does. She has a sense of entitlement. We talked about those boys last week having a sense of entitlement. So does Toya. Toya Bush Harris has a sense of entitlement. You said, damn the napkin. Queen Script, do you hear me? Damn that napkin. You guys, I want to thank you for joining my live tonight. I will see you guys later for the next one. If no one told you they love you, I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.